OMG, that is so flippin' cool. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm super excited because I am super bougie and I finally decided to get a tripod for my phone so that I no longer have to freaking get in the weirdest angles to get these videos filmed. And it comes with like a little remote, and it's just the best thing ever. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, welcome to today's video. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for the support on the last video that we put out about ergonomics and posture while you're working at home or you're studying at home during COVID-19. Today I want to follow up with that video and give you guys some desk exercises or deskercises. What? Yes. So some stretches, some exercises that you can do to help your posture and to help keep you healthy from wherever you're working or wherever you're studying right now. So that's what we're doing today, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get started. So before we get into some of the stretches, just wanted to say a little disclaimer, I guess. You should not feel pain while you are doing these stretches. You should always consult with a medical professional or a rehab professional before you start any kind of exercise program. And as always, these are just suggestions. So please be careful. Please use common sense. If it's hurting, stop, seek advice from a doctor or from a physical or occupational therapist. And I think the other thing to know is that sometimes stretches feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's okay. You can think back to all the times that you've ever tried to kind of like reach for your toes or stretch your hamstrings by reaching for your toes or the ground. And obviously that feels a little bit uncomfortable. You never push it to the point where you feel true pain, right? So kind of use that as your guideline. It should feel like a nice little stretch or a little bit of a pull, discomfort, but it should not be pain. With these stretches or these deskercises that we're calling them, you should probably be performing some form of stretching every 2 hours throughout your work day or throughout while you're studying or using the computer. So truthfully, you need to be taking a proper stretch break every 2 hours. It doesn't have to be super long, but you want to give yourself at least 2 to 3 minutes to kind of get up, walk away from your desk, take a little bit of a stretch break, and then go back to work. And I also think that it's actually important to do a little bit of forearm stretching that I'll show you in a minute, about every 30 minutes. If you are typing a lot or you're using your keyboard or your mouse a lot, it's really helpful to do forearm stretches about every 30 minutes. So I'm going to show you guys those first. Yeah. If you have any questions, of course, please comment below and I will be happy to answer them. And give this video a thumbs up or like it before you forget. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well so that you never miss any more hand therapy videos again. All right, let's get into the forearm stretches. So I'm clearly not at a desk right now. I'm trying to get out in the sunshine while it's a little bit nice here today before the sun goes down. So that's why I'm filming outside. For the forearm stretches, I can definitely show you guys them out here, and then we'll move into like my house so that you can see what it will look like at a desk when you actually have a chair and everything, your office set up. So, but for forearm stretches, we can definitely show them out here. So essentially, you always want to have good aligned posture. You don't want to be hunching or slouching while you're doing your stretches. You want to sit up nice and tall. You're going to hold your arm out in front of you. With the other hand, you're putting pressure to give yourself a little bit of a forearm stretch like that. You just push until you feel like a stretch, or you can kind of tell how far you can go by how much tension or discomfort you feel. And then just holding the stretch for a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds. And then you're going to go the opposite way as well. So again, using the other hand to pull back into a stretch. You can get your fingers involved. That should feel really good. So it looks kind of like that. Be careful with your thumb too. You can kind of, if it's uncomfortable to put your thumb flat in that position, you can kind of let him hang out back here. You can also do it in this position, right, where your palm is facing up and you're pulling back. That should also feel like a pretty good stretch. So it's important to do all 3 positions, right? Palm down, pushing the wrist forwards, pulling the wrist back, and then palm up, pulling the wrist back as well. Sorry. I have really mobile joints, so it's hard for me not to go that far, so be safe with it. Don't crank on your joints like I just did. Yeah, so that's forearm stretches. All right, guys, so we are back indoors. I am here sitting on my desk chair, which is this just absolutely beautiful IKEA, really terrible desk chair. Do not recommend for ergonomics, but it's what we got to work with. So we're going to show some kind of version A, version B type of stretching. So the first stretch that I'm going to show you here at this desk chair is going to be a stretch for your neck, for your upper traps. Okay, so it's going to be stretching out like this whole part of your neck, which a lot of us tend to get really tight because throughout the day as we're working or we're going through school, you know, we all tend to kind of get into this forward head posture, but also like our shoulders are way up here by the end of the day. So that part gets really tight. So we're going to show you kind of how to stretch that out first. So version A, you always want to start with really good straight posture. So make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. You're not hunching or slunching or bunching in your chair. So you're going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to take, I'm starting with my left arm. You're going to take your left arm. You're going to kind of scoop underneath your desk chair and just kind of hold yourself there. Okay. And then you're going to actually tip your right ear to your right shoulder. So not turning, not looking all over the place, ear to shoulder. So just tilting to the side, nice and slow. Once you get to the point where you feel really nice stretch through that trap muscle, through all of your neck and your shoulder, you're just gonna kind of hold it there for a few seconds. And then you'll relax it back to center, okay? And then of course you're gonna repeat on your other hand. So right hand under, tipping to the side and holding, okay? So that's version A. Version B, you can actually also do this with your arm kind of behind your back. So again, sitting up nice and tall, you take one arm and just position it kind of right below your back, right in the middle here. Not pushing, not pulling, it's just resting there. Okay, so you've got your arm right in the center of your back, and then very gently, 2-finger rule only, okay? So it's super gentle, you're not pulling, you're not yanking. It's extremely gentle. You're using your other hand, 2 fingers only, to tip your neck over to the side. And you may notice that you get a little bit of cavitation or cracking with this, and that's okay. But it should be very gentle. And then same thing with the other side. And you should feel that stretch again along the trapezius muscle in the neck. And it should not be painful, okay? So that's version B. All right, got it? Upper traps, we good to go? Okay, moving right along, we're going to talk about some pec stretches or chest openers that you can do. So most people tend to actually be really tight through the pec muscles because we tend to kind of sit in this hunch position all day long. We drive like this, we sleep, you know, kind of like that. So our chest really needs to open up, especially when you're working at a computer all day. You can kind of think about how those muscles aren't being stretched out properly. So this stretch, we actually have 3 different versions that you can choose what you feel most comfortable with. You can do it sitting or standing. It's up to you. I'm going to show you all 3 versions sitting. So the first version, version A, you're going to kind of interlace your fingers behind your back. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Okay, so I've got my little interlacing. I'm going to pull my arms down just to the point of tension. So I'm not going to lock my elbows out and make them straight. I'm just going to keep them kind of relaxed there. And then I'm going to kind of pop my chest out that way. And you're going to, again, hold this stretch for, 10 seconds or so. And you should feel this part of your chest opening and stretching. Make sure that you don't hunch your shoulders, right? So as you're doing this stretch, interlacing fingers, pulling behind your back, your shoulders are staying down and back in their pockets. You have good posture throughout. Okay, that's version A. Version B, let me turn my chair for a second. So, okay, worst video ever. Anyway, for version B, same thing, back nice and straight. This time you're gonna reach around behind your chair just to give yourself something to kind of hold on to and brace. And then from there, again, keeping your shoulders down in their pockets, you can kind of lean forwards into that stretch. Again, chest pushing out. And again, you should feel that stretch through your back there. Okay, sorry, through your chest. Wow, we're struggling. Okay. And then the third version, I probably should have just stayed where I was at, but essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of inch your fingers all the way to the back of your chair. So we'll kind of show it like this. So again, inching, and you're keeping yourself centered in your chair. You're just bringing both of your arms to the back corners of the chair, and then same thing, just kind of squeezing your shoulder blades together, pushing your chest out. If that feels too easy, you can kind of get your fingers a little bit closer together. Same thing. Okay, so all of those 3 stretches are meant to stretch out your pec muscles and your chest. So we're really working on getting a nice open chest because we spend so much of our time kind of hunched in this way. Okay? Perfect. You guys are doing great. Okay. And then the 4th stretch that I'm going to show you guys today is actually a hip flexor stretch. So you can imagine you're sitting at your desk, you're sitting in a chair, you're driving, whatever you're doing, pretty much a lot of your day, you're kind of in this posture, right? Folded hips. So when you get out of your chair or you get away from driving or whatever you're doing, you still tend to kind of want to be in this posture. So we want to really do a good stretch to kind of get those hip flexors nice and stretched out. So I'm going to show you back here kind of with my chair here. You can use your chair to help give you balance during this stretch, but essentially what you want to do is bring one foot forward, one foot comfortably back, almost like a lunge position. You can use your chair for balance, and then you're going to check your hips square towards the chair, so you don't want to be open. You want to keep them facing the chair, and then you're going to put just a little bit of pressure forwards from your back hip, and you should feel that stretch all the way through this part of your hip, the front of your hip and your thigh. And then you'll switch legs, obviously, and same thing again, kind of not too open, not too crossed, keep them square, just leaning forwards and getting a good stretch through your hip flexor muscles. Yeah? You guys got it? It's like my workout for the day, chair aerobics. Anyway, so there are tons of other desk stretches or desk exercises that you can do to keep yourself healthy and safe while you're working or while you're studying or anything like that, especially when you work in an office or you work at a desk sitting down all day. I hope that these stretches were helpful for you. If you have any questions, certainly comments or anything you'd like to add, please comment below. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.